it just hit me that I needed to be out and start enjoying my life at 73 years old. You know, time marches on. We're not here for long. I just wanted to be free. And freedom is not being in a house or a barn or whatever. It's being out, being able to go where you want to go or where you don't want to go, anytime you want to do it or don't want to do it. And that's one of the reasons I decided to be a nomad. I lived up in the mountains and I was a lone wolf. Stayed by myself. Didn't see humans maybe sometimes for weeks at a time because of the snow. But I just wanted to get out into the world again and see what it was really like. And, you know, being on the road, you experience a lot of different things that you thought you had already experienced, but you hadn't until you come out here and you live on the road as a nomad. You start seeing things and touching things and feeling things that you've never felt before or thought before. I just wanted to be able to be inspired. I love to write poetry. I love to write. I wanted to be able to have the freedom to do that, and you can't have that in cities or in one place. You have to experience a little bit of everything in order to feel a little bit of everything. You get to go where you want to go. I've been a nomad for 2 months now, but when you say nomad, I've been a nomad most of my life. I've traveled all over the country, cowboyed all over the country, some foreign countries, but it's not the same as when you accept yourself as a nomad. You really want to be out. You want to be with people that have not necessarily the same mentality or feelings that you have, but you want to look at free people and be free while you're with them, while they're with you. Sometimes you just don't really know why you do the things you do or why you see the things you see until you get out there and actually experience it. TV don't do it for you. Computers don't do it for you. You have to be in reality. I live in my bus, and where my bus is where I live. I've been to 5 or 6 different places here in the last 2 months, and each of those places have been my home because my bus was there, which is my home. I've been in Arizona, New Mexico. Now I'm in California, and I've loved every minute of it. Well, when you say you love every minute of it, there's always the little things that you have to do to maintain your existence in the bus, cleaning, cooking. It took me about 3 months to build my bus, get it ready for nomad life. Of course, you're always working on them. Doesn't matter whether you're think you're complete or not. You're always finding something else you need to add to or take away from, you know, your home. You always need help. Doesn't matter what you do. My brother helped me considerably with a lot of things, along with my 2 friends. And I had never driven a bus before, and most people think buses are school buses, but this happened to be a railroad bus. And it was very, very exciting to, well, it wasn't exciting, it was, I guess, a lot of pressure figuring out how you was going to fix a bus like this to live in. But after 3 months, I finally got it completed. I had no intentions of getting a bus, but once I got one, I realized that was my best choice. This is a 1995 Thomas Ford bus. It was a railroad bus, not a school bus. I've worked and worked and worked and worked on it, and I'm still working on it, but that's okay. Not necessarily the best mechanic in the world, but I've had problems with my bus. Had to replace 2 batteries, had to replace a starter, had to replace a fuel line, And being as old as I am, the batteries wasn't no problem, but that starter and that fuel line up in there, whew, that was a booger. I named this bus Felina, and the reason I named it Felina is because Wicked Felina, actually, not Felina, named it after that song from El Paso. When he went down to see Felina, the Mexican girl he fell in love with. Well, I fell in love with the bus, but this was he called her Wicked Felina, and that's what I named the bus, because she cut me, bruised me, bled me to a point to where I thought she was a vampire. And that's why I call her Wicked Felina. One thing about getting on the road is you have to leave a lot of stuff behind, or you got to get rid of a lot of stuff. I didn't have that much to start with, but I had quite a bit I needed to get rid of, and I sold it at garage sales, gave a lot of it away. I didn't keep much. Matter of fact, everything I possess or own is here in Felina. I don't regret selling and getting rid of that, because it was a burden on me, and that was one of the burdens that I didn't understand until I got on the road and realized that material possessions are a real burden. They're not just a burden to keep you from going on the road, but they're a burden emotionally and physically. I've never been more free of burdens since I've had Felina than I have in my entire life, even as a cowboy. I have no regrets. My horse, Copper, and Jake's, I gave to a retired veteran from the Marine Corps. He was a good man. I gave him my two horses. The oldest one died while he was with him, but my cow horse, Copper, he's still there, and getting old. He's 24 years old. I think of him a lot. Before I left, I went and touched him, talked to him, and he understood what I was doing. There's a lot of things when you get on the road that you didn't have the opportunity to do back in what I call civilization. I always wanted to continue writing my poetry. I wanted to meet people that I've never seen before. I wanted to have conversations with folks that I didn't know existed. I want to give a little, and I want to take a little. And I'm talking about wisdom and knowledge and love. Love's what it's all about. It's not about anything but that. And unfortunately, we don't know what the word love actually even means. It's just a word, but you have to express it physically, not verbally. And if you don't express it physically, then you don't know what love is. Being a nomad is not necessarily the ultimate solution to everything in life. You still bring some of that life with you when you come out here. But you really have to prepare yourself, not just physically. It's the mental aspect that you have to prepare yourself for if you're going to be a nomad. You can still bring your butt box with you. Some of that technology's okay. You can still have TV, you can still have a radio, you can still listen to music, and you can still bring your instruments with you and play music. You can do all the things that you did before you became a nomad. The good thing about it is it makes all of these things more pleasurable when you are a nomad.